The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to our special webinar on an overview of GeM portal, where we aim to unlock the doors to maximize opportunities for government procurement. This is it's open for all event. We are expecting more participants. We are already live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn as well. So we have honored with our esteemed chief guest and a keynote speaker, Raj Chawla sir. Welcome, sir. Central Council member, ICAI. Sir is also Vice Chairperson, Committee on MSME and Startups. So we'll listen from sir as well in the beginning. So and throughout our webinar, we'll explore the fundamental of GeM, its vision, mission, advantages, and all the core elements. Our discussion will include recent changes, registration process, and essential document requirement, and also how a chartered accountant can register under GeM portal for various audit and financial professional services requirement for the government. And also will highlight initiative under GeM and dwell into the nuisance of public procurement policy as well. Uh, uh, Also, CA firms, how it will be helpful, that will also see. We are privileged to have CA Sachin Shetti as our guest speaker for the today's session, along with Dhruv Jain. So we welcome Sachin Bhai and thank you so much for accepting our invitation, Sachin Bhai. He is a co-founder and chief business officer at EMSME. We welcome you, Sachin sir. So would like to request everyone to share along with your friends as well about this session, and the presentation also will try to share. And now it's my proud privilege first to introduce our chief guest and a keynote speaker, none other than CA Dr. Raj Chawla sir, a wonderful personality. I will summarize in a 3 to 4 points whatever I can do best. So the great victory over struggle, I can say, CA Dr. Raj Chawla sir's journey from a village in Uttar Pradesh to becoming a Central Council member of the our esteemed Institute of Chartered Accountants of India exemplifies the tribune of hard work and perseverance over adversity. Sir has a great family values and support. Raj Chawla sir attributes much of his success to the values instilled by his mother and the support of his family. He also acknowledged the pivot role played by his wife in motivating and inspiring him to overcome challenges. Sir is embracing challenges, drawing inspiration from stories of Lord Krishna and a personal experience. Raj Chawla sir is emphasizing the importance of facing challenges head on, and he shares incidents of overcoming fear of math and learning to tackle obstacle with the determination. Also, sir is a very much committed to social service. Alongside his professional achievement, Raj Chawla sir is actively engaged in social service, including educational initiative in rural areas and promoting charitable causes through organizations like Rotary Club, Ekal Vidyalaya, and his commitment to giving back to society underscore his belief in the importance of community upliftment. So with this word, we welcome you, sir. Let me tell you, sir is a wonderful personality as you've seen. He is a great orator and he is a wonderful author as well. Recently, sir has a write a book. Sir is a co-author in the topic of the nation is like section 43BH, the payment to the MSME. Sir has written book on the same, and it's also available online for the purchase of the viewers. So with this word, Raj Chawla sir, we welcome you and thank you so much for your contribution for the ICI, for the MSME community at large. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bhai. Good evening, everyone. Our faculty, CA Sachin ji, CA Dhruv ji, and all the participants viewing this our program. So, friends, today we are discussing on unlocking the GeM portal, revolutionizing financial management for chartered accountant. So, friends, I am honored to stand before you today as discuss the topic that holds immense significance in the realm of financial management, the GeM portal. Even in our institute, we have implemented this GeM portal. As chartered accountant, you are undoubtedly familiar with the dynamic landscape of finance and the ever-evolving tools that aid in our professional endeavor. Today, I aim to shed light on the GeM portal and its paramount importance in reshaping our approach towards financial management. In our institute, we have seen that through this GeM portal, we have cut a cost of our products which we were procuring around 13 to 15%. So the GeM portal or government e-marketplace stands as a testament to the digital transformation sweeping across industries. It is pioneering initiative by the Government of India aimed at providing a single platform for procurement of goods and services by various government departments, organizations, and public sector undertakings. However, its implication stretch the beyond mere procurement. It has become a concentrate in the fostering transparency, efficiency, and accountability in the financial transaction. Earlier, when we were procuring the goods for our even institute, there was no guarantee that the quality of the good will be 100% pure. But now through this GeM portal, we have seen that the quality of the product we are procuring has increased. So also friends, as I am Vice Chairman in MSME and Startup Committee of ICAI, and this is my third year. My Chairman CA Dheeraj Khandelwalji, he is also from Mumbai, and it is his fourth year. Since inception of this committee in our ICAI, he is the Chairman and I am the Vice Chairman. So friends, I want to discuss some things about MSME also with all of you, that there are great opportunity for chartered accountants in the MSME. 2-3 things I would like to share with you. First, there is a finance scheme for MSME that MSME can take the loan from bank without any collateral security up to 5 crore rupees. Earlier it was 2 crore up to 31st of March 23. But with effect from 1st of April 23, the limit has increased to 5 crore. So there are opportunity for our professionals that because we are dealing with all the MSMEs and we can help those of our MSME clients to take this loan from the bank without any collateral security. Second, we have seen in the last year budget on 1st of February 23, Finance Minister came with a new provision that is 43BH. It is very hot topic right now in this position. So through this 43BH, again, we have a professional opportunity. First, we being chartered accountant in practice can register ourselves under this Udyam registration MSME. Earlier, our grievance that our parties were not giving our professional fees. Even some professionals were of the view that they are getting the last year fees in the next year when they are auditing the next year accounts. But now, if you are registered MSME, then the party cannot hold your payment after issuing your bill 15 days time. Maximum with your consent and with agreement, they can extend, they can retain your payment up to 45 days. And if they are not making your payment within 45 days, in that case, they have to give interest on that. And the interest is 3 times the RBI rate. As on today, it is 6.75%. So the interest comes around 20.25%. Moreover, this interest will be calculated on monthly compounded. Moreover, this interest paid to MSME on delayed payment will not be allowable expenditure. Mean thereby, if any assessee is making any interest payment to MSME on delayed payment, it will be treated as a penalty to the government, and this will not be allowable expenditure. So this way, the recovery process of our fees of chartered accountant is very easy now. Also, MSME have its own portal, MSME Samadhan. If you are not getting your fees or your clients are not getting their payment recovery within due time, that is 15 days or 45 days. Standard time is 15 days, but that may extend up to 45 days in case they have some agreement. In that case, you can lodge a complaint on this MSME Samadhan portal for recovery proceeding of your client payment. And this is a professional opportunity again for our professional. If you are helping your client to recover their dues, in that case, you are eligible to charge some fees. And also, if you are recovering that payment through portal, interest will automatically come. So no client will hesitate to pay you that professional fees on account of recovery of this thing. So this way, MSME has potential professional opportunity for our chartered accountant, and my best wishes to Virag Bhai for organizing this wonderful program for our chartered accountant. Thank you, Virag Bhai.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful keynote address. Also, you have included the benefit and the opportunities available for the chartered accountant and a practicing chartered accountant. Sir, you are doing great work in the institute and particularly in MSME committee. We have seen the wonderful startup sphere last year at Geo World Convention Center with the past president of India has also presented, and the many wonderful dignitaries, including Aman Gupta and many others who has achieved the great in MSMEs and startup have also attended. So we are also would like to tell that we are also with you. We can do a great work together. Please keep in mind ourselves also when you are doing any of the program. We also would like to contribute along with you, sir. So thank you once again, sir.
I want to update one more that
Yes, please, sir. Please, sir.
yesterday only we MSME Yatra once again, which we organized in the year 22.
Okay,
Same
okay, that's great.
City 75 program, because in the year 22 we celebrated this theme 75 days, 75 city and 75 program, because at that time government of India was celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. But
Yes.
now, because our institute come into force in the year 1949, and this is our 75th year of our establishment, so we are same thing, we are organizing this program, and the same MSME Yatra will start from your Mumbai only with effect from 8th of April. So I will share the this our schedule with you, all of you, so that if you want to join that Yatra, you are most welcome. And the second thing which you have mentioned, that last year our MSME Startup Committee organized a startup fair in Mumbai, Geo Center BKC. The same way, sir, from 27th June to 29th June, we are organizing same startup fair at Bangalore. So please note down that whosoever are watching this our program, they can join that program, and they can if you want to take participation as well as you want to take some install there, then you can connect with us, our MSME committee, sir.
True.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Thank you so much for the update what the committee is doing and the future program of the committee, and how the MSME Day will be celebrated in the grand way at Bangalore this year. That also you informed. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So now we would like to welcome CA Sachin Bhai, our today's guest speaker. Sachin Bhai, you will sharing the screen, or should I give to Dhruv?
Yeah, Dhruv would be sharing the screen, and I will be
Perfect.
copying certain slides. Yeah.
Perfect. So Dhruv, you can uh, make the PPT. Yeah, perfect. We can see the screen now. So welcome Sachin Bhai. Let me introduce Sachin Bhai the formal way. Sachin Bhai is a co-founder at EMSME and also a chief business officer and a very learned person, very experienced, and we can say he is MSME man. So with this word, we welcome Sachin Bhai. Before you start the session on GeM, I would like to request you to inform about EMSME to all the attendees in brief, and then you can start our today's session on GeM. So over to you, Sachin bhai.
Thank you, Virag bhai, for this opportunity, and it's a great privilege to be on the same place with Dr. Raj Chawla sir, because he is leading the endeavor at the ICAI level, being the vice chairman of MSME committee. And just to quickly tag along, because you talked about EMSME Sarthi, I think just to tag along something that Raj sir mentioned about is around the professional opportunities that the CAs have with this huge MSME landscape that we have within India. So what we at EMSME have is a unique platform which basically provides information around all the government schemes. Like Raj Chawla sir was mentioning about CGTMSE or some of the other benefits, which even like Samadhan. But if you look at it, those are very scattered, and none of the professionals, forget about the MSMEs, even the professionals don't know about all of these schemes at one single place. So what we have created is an automated government scheme discovery platform, which is called as MSME Sarthi, EMSME Sarthi, wherein just based on Udyam registration certificate, any of the businesses will get to know what schemes they can avail of. So which ideally cuts the clutter and narrows down on the schemes that a particular business is eligible for. And this also in a way creates an opportunity for chartered accountants or any fellow professionals to utilize this platform and provide the services to the same clients who are already there with them, and with this additional service around government schemes. And the way this CA fraternity can use this, because at one single platform now you are able to figure out what schemes a particular business owner or your clients are eligible for, and it also makes it easy because when compared to government websites, it's not something that is dynamic. There are certain notifications that come out but are not really updated on the government website. So what we do is provide that confidence that our website is most updated with all the pan-India schemes. Similarly, we also are providing the scheme discovery report itself, which can now be used by CAs to read through quickly around what are those schemes and then pass it on to their clients as a consultancy services. Now, similarly, we can also assist in the further to the same chartered accountant by helping him avail certain schemes for their clients. So they through our network of chartered accountants and also our network with the some of the nodal agencies like banks to avail certain schemes. And also further to that, we also have something called as compliance health checks for all the MSMEs. So because most of the smaller MSMEs don't know about what sort of compliances they need to take care of. So that is also something that is available on platform. So if you look at it, what we have created as part of EMSME is one single platform where businesses and professionals and consultants can come and understand the schemes that are available and how to avail of them. So and I would urge most of my fellow professionals to make best use of this particular platform to further the services that they are providing to their MSME clients. Now I will move along to the topic that was briefly also touched upon by Raj Chawla sir, that is GeM portal. GeM, as it stands, is the government e-marketplace. So it is as similar to any other e-commerce platform. Why is it important? Before getting into it, let me quickly talk about also the MSMEs. What MSMEs are. We have already heard about it. They are categorized as micro, small, and medium businesses, and they are also very important in general in considering Indian landscape because they make up to the 30% of the GDP. But there is a huge scope that this GDP contribution needs to increase, and that's again something that will be facilitated with GeM. We will talk about how that will happen. When it comes to micro, there is micro, small, and medium. The importance is very big simply because of the number of employment that they are generating, which is almost about 11 crore people that are employed by MSMEs. And the most important thing about this employment is that it's not only happening in the urban areas, but it's happening across all the geographies in India. So, which actually facilitates overall growth across multiple geographies. Similarly, they are also contributing a lot to the number of to the percent of exports that are happening. 45% of the exports materials are through MSMEs, and similarly, they also contribute hugely to the manufacturing sector of India. So that's the reason it's the MSMEs are very important for any GDP, specifically talking about India because of the unorganized structure that they have. And government is also working on formalizing them and making them, bringing them to the formal economy. Now, quickly talking about GeM and why GeM actually came into picture. So if you look at the previous times, Dhruv, can you move on? Yeah. So if you look at previously, most of the procurement that happened within government or government organizations or CPUCs was always mostly manual, and that's the reason not many used to be aware of what are the requirements that are coming out, what are the tenders, and so on and so on. So it was basically getting cornered by some few, and that also meant that there was a lesser transparency in the entire process. So the idea behind launching the GeM was simply to make this entire process much more transparent, much more efficient. Because if you look at it, even Raj Chawla sir quickly clearly mentioned about 13 to 15% reduction in the cost, along with confidence around the quality. So that was the idea with which it started, to make it transparent, make clear-cut dashboards for multiple buyers, to have everything available on one single page about what are the orders that they have placed, what price it is, do the price comparison, and in because this entire process is digital, there is lesser paperwork. So the audit trail is also very important, and I think we as audit CA community would be more happy, because now things, because being completely online and paperless, it use a lot many audit trails around whether there were comparative biddings, or whether the price was really the best quote, coming from the right entity, so on and so forth. So it is that was the purpose with which it created, and most importantly, this also made government procurement opportunities available to public at large, including the MSMEs, uh, rather than limiting it to someone who were in the close quarters of government. This of course would bring in a lot of consistency across the board around the way these procurements are happening, and give a lot of transparency in the process. Moving on, So this is the vision and mission of the GeM, to actually be, come across an evaluation in the public procurement, promoting a transparent, efficient, and inclusive marketplace. I think we have already touched upon these in one way or the other, either by Raj Chawla sir also mentioned about how this has definitely brought in efficiency. Transparency, of course, because it is completely digital, and there is no way that the CPSUs can do any procurement without going through GeM portal. And when it comes to the mission, of course, it is one particular platform which is giving you end-to-end solution to any procurement requirements that the government agencies have, and also able to monitor whether those are happening within the time frame that they were supposed to be delivered by. And it would basically impact both seller and buyer to evaluate whether they're meeting the required timelines and the guidelines for that particular procurement requirement. Let's move on, Dhruv. Yeah, so these are some of the key advantages that GeM listing provides. It gives direct access to all government departments and national procurement market. It is again, as I said, one stop for marketing with minimal effort. So now when you there are multiple ways that you can put across your product listing. So when you list this onto GeM portal, now you are available and accessible to multiple government PSUs who can now look into your offerings and also buy them through the e-commerce platform, that is GeM. It also to the buyers, it also provides the suggestions on which additional products they should be making available on to the portal. So that's also a key element and benefit that you get being on the GeM. It gives you suggestions on which new products you should be adding to the product list as a seller. And so this also, in a way, GeM is also promoting the fact that most of the procurement should be happening from, not most, at least 25% of the procurement should be happening from MSMEs. Again, a drive that is done by government, which supports both Make in India and also to assist the important category, that is micros and smalls, to be able to collectively do the do bidding for government projects or services and the products that are required by government. So the mandate today, as it stands, is 25% minimum should be brought out through MSMEs. The good thing is, actually today at the percentage, if you look at it, it's almost 49% that is being procured through MSMEs. Again, a big move to support the MSMEs. Within that, there is a subcategory of 4% that should be brought out from SC/ST entrepreneurs, and 3% of the procurement should be happening through women entrepreneurs led entities. Of course, there are certain additional details that Dhruv would be taking you through, but just touching upon how how this GeM portal has opened up the entire market for the sellers, especially when you're looking at these now being made available for tier 2, tier 3 entrepreneurs also to bid or make their offerings available to government. Now, just to put the context, look at how much of the procurement is happening through PSUs, or for that matter, any government agencies. If you look at it, it's good 20%, 15 to 20% of the GDP itself is being brought out by PSUs and the public sector entities. Of course, not all of them have already moved to GeM portal, simply because some of them are very specific and would require technical know-how and so on and so forth. So not all of that has already moved, and wasn't always the that wasn't the vision anyways, that they start with everything being brought through GeM. But as of today also, when it stands, it's almost 4 lakh crore of procurement happening through the GeM portal, which is almost which is increasing significantly, because when I look at comparatively to previous year to this year, it has been 90% jump in the procurement that is happening through GeM. So a lot of positive changes have been made by government to make this entire process transparent. Again, I think we all as CAs would love to see that, because this happening through government is the biggest positive, that there is audit trails out there for every transaction that are happening, paperless, and every approval has to be documented. Even if some entity ultimately decides that they cannot procure through GeM, they need to clearly document the reasons for that. They need to substantiate that with the facts that some of the supplies were not available on GeM, or at least were not to the quality that they were expecting. So only when they are able to substantiate that there were appropriate reasons for them to not procure through GeM is when they can go ahead and do the procurement from offline model. And today, this GeM is definitely compulsory for all the central PSUs. They are also now going to include state level agencies and some of the other entities wherein there is a significant holding by government. or some of the trusts, so on and so forth. So that's the journey, and the idea is to take GeM procurement to the extent of almost 4 to 5% of the entire GDP, which is currently, at international, that is the standard at which it stands today. We are into that journey, and I think GeM definitely is a positive move. I would further ask Dhruv to take through some of the other details around numbers and how to register onto GeM portal. Over to you, Dhruv.
Thank you, sir. So moving on, we'll first understand the core elements that were kept in mind while introducing GeM. So the government, they focused mainly on three elements, which is fairness, openness, and inclusiveness. So they had an idea to create a portal that would be fair enough for the businesses. So here, the treatment that would be given, the selection would be based mainly on the ratings of the businesses. That is how good rate they bid for and how in a timely manner they provide the services or deliver the products. So according to this, there will be fair treatment for the businesses. In respect of inclusiveness, the government, they are having trainings and onboarding sessions for the businesses so that they can be made aware about the GeM portal and they can participate and register on it and provide services to the government. And they have created an open marketplace where the businesses who are even new, they can register on GeM portal. They can understand which other businesses are on GeM and what products and services are they offering, and accordingly even they can customize the products and services according to that. So this portal, it was introduced on 9th August 2016, and since then if we see the changes that were made after the introduction of the portal. So earlier, the government, they used to come out with tenders based on their requirement and specific requirements, which the business sometimes failed to cater. The requirements was not that uh, specific matching with the tenders. So after the introduction of GeM, if a government agency or a department, they want to roll out a tender, they'll be able to roll out that tender only if that product is listed on GeM portal. So basically, this means that if a seller is selling that particular product with that specifications, only then they'll be able to roll out that tender so that business can actively take part in the bids and tenders. So earlier, as Sachin sir mentioned, that the process was morely manual based. So after the introduction of GeM, the entire procurement process was taken online, ensuring standardization of the process. So earlier, what used to happen that if there were two separate PSUs, the process of bidding, tendering would be different in both the PSUs. So after the introduction of one single portal, so every PSU will have to list and float the tenders on a single portal. So this makes the process streamlined and very standardized. And if we talk about the transaction and the procurement part, so earlier, for example, if I participated in a tender, it was not possible or very difficult for me to track in which stage it is. Or, for example, if I've won the tender and I have to provide the services, I wouldn't know when will I receive the payment. So through GeM, I can access a dashboard of every seller. Every seller will have their dashboard and they can actually see how many tenders that they have participated in and what are the stages of that each tender or bid and when will I receive the payments, how much payment is pending, everything they can see from a single dashboard in the account. This has created an open and dynamic marketplace for the businesses wherein they can actually, this platform is promoting the businesses to list their businesses on the platform. So if we see in the past
Quickly,
7.5 to 8 years,
yeah, Dhruv, just going back to
yes,
what Dhruv just mentioned, because of the amount of transparency that is there around the amount of sales that have been where the PO has already been raised to the seller, it is also helping the seller to come up with some of the financing models like GeM Sahay, where just based on the PO, he is able to get some funding done. And there are already some, I think, 10 financial institutions already tied up with GeM Sahay to provide almost 80% of the funding, based on, of course, depending on the type of sale that has already been done by the seller, or not the sale, the POs that have been raised, and depending on, so here, if you look at it, the GeM Sahay funding is happening not based on just the credibility of the seller, but also based on the credibility of the PSUs who are buying it from the seller. So that also is helping on the funding side of it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yes, sir. Very correct. So this portal, this was launched uh, approx like 7 to 7.5 years back, and since then, more than 60 lakh micro and small enterprises are listed on this portal. There are more than 3 lakh and 62,000 buyer organizations, that which includes government agencies, central PSUs, and many such government organizations. If we see the products and services, more than 12,000 products and 320 services are listed on this portal. So this includes even small items such as diaries, pens, tissue papers, and services such as annual maintenance services, cleaning services, and even audit services, which we chartered accountants can provide on the portal. So if we see, as Sachin sir had mentioned, last year there was business of 2 lakh crores which was done on GeM, and this year more than it has increased more than 90%, which is 3,89,692 crores. And out of this, almost half, that is 49.33%, are done only by MSEs, which is a very huge number if we see the marketplace. Now, we all must be thinking, how are MSEs providing this much services to the government, wherein 49.33% are catered by them? So, our central government had come out with a public procurement policy. So, this policy promotes the purchase of anything, products, services, or whatever procurement that government does from MSEs. So, as per the policy, minimum 25% of the procurement of the government must be done from micro and small entities. Out of this 25%, 4% is reserved specifically for MSEs that are owned by scheduled caste and scheduled tribe entrepreneurs. And apart from this, 3% of the procurement must be done from MSEs that are owned by women entrepreneurs. The other benefits that are provided as per the policy are that the earnest money deposit and the tendering cost, which used to be there earlier, through this policy, the micro and small enterprises, they are exempted from paying this while applying for tenders. There's one more benefit, that is, if the MSCs they are participating in a tender, and if uh, I'm sorry, hello, I'm audible.
Yes, yes,
Yes, I'm
yes, you
sorry.
are.
Okay, there was a disturbance here. Yes. So if there's an MSC which is quoting within the lowest price band, it will be able to participate in the tender again. So I'll come upon this case study towards the end of the presentation. Apart from that, there are more than 350 items that are reserved specifically for the MSCs. So if the government has to purchase any of these items from this list, they have to purchase specifically from the micro and small enterprises. After this, if we see, we'll be thinking what is there for us for chartered accountant firms. So there used to be an ambiguity whether CA firms they can register themselves on GeM or not. So on 4th March 2022, our institute came out with a clarification saying that CAs in practice and CA firms they can list themselves on the GeM portal and they can participate in tenders and provide services to the government. So we searched on the GeM portal and came out with some services that chartered accountants that they can provide to the government. So this includes services such as financial audit services, financial advisory services. We can also provide them services of filing GST returns, TDS, and ITR returns. Other than that, we can also provide any manpower outsourcing services which can be related to some financial services and other such similar tasks. And we can also provide them cybersecurity audit or other such financial services. So government and the departments they actually come out with the tenders in which The tenders are specifically for the CA firms, and they can actually participate in the tenders and then provide services to the government. So the registration part, if we see, it is very simple. Only basic documents like Aadhaar card, PAN card, Udyam registration certificate, GST and ITR returns, and other such incorporation documents would be required. The registration process hardly takes 1 to 2 hours on a maximum level, and the government does not charge anything for registration. So this is makes it easier for the businesses to list themselves to get registered on the GeM. So once they have registered on the portal, they have to create a catalog of the products and services that they want to offer. Once the catalog is created, they'll be able to see the tenders that the government has rolled out for that specific product or services, and then they can participate in it. So we all must have used e-commerce platforms like Amazon and Flipkart. So there, if we buy a product, we have an option to rate the seller to make others aware that whether that product was good or not. So here, similarly, on the GeM portal, the buyer organizations, that is the government, they can provide ratings to the sellers. So the idea behind this is that the fake and the inactive sellers that have registered on the GeM portal, they can be filtered out, and only the genuine businessmen, they can provide services to the government. Some of the parameters that the government checks here are the how quick the delivery is, what is the quality of the product and services, and how reliable that seller is. Another facility that has been provided to the businesses, specifically talking about the MSMEs, are the buyer rating, which we wouldn't be able to see on other e-commerce platforms. Here, the benefit is that even the businessmen, they can provide ratings to the government agencies, so that if I want to, or if someone else wants to do business, they'll be aware beforehand whether I want to do business with this government agency or not. So the criteria and the parameters that are considered here are uh, they'll check if the bid that the government agency rolls out, whether it is closed in a timely manner or not, whether after rolling out the bid and selecting that business, are they placing that order or not, and how quick the payment that government agency makes. So if we actually go on the GeM portal, and we can actually see the sellers and the buyers that portal has filtered out and removed from the GeM portal. We can actually see the reasons that this government organization had made late payments, so they'll be listed and they'll be tagged so that MSMEs, they can be aware beforehand while doing business with them. Another major facility that is provided is buyer flagging. So this means that the buyers who are making late payments to the MSMEs, they'll be flagged beforehand so that the MSMEs can be made aware before dealing with them. So if a buyer organization, that is the government, that fails to make more than 20 payments for more than 70 days, they'll be flagged as orange. And so, similarly, if a buyer organization fails to make more than 30 payments for more than 70 days, they'll be flagged as red. Some of the initiatives that were started under the GeM by the GeM portal are Startup Runway 2.0, Wamanya, and Saras Collection. So if we see, most of the startups or even talking about the new businesses, they that time majorly goes in building a market for them for building a customer base. So this GeM portal helps them in that manner that the startups and the businesses, they can register themselves on the portal and they already have a ready-made marketplace for them. They just have to list the products and they can deal with the government directly. So this initiative helps them to deal with the government. So if we see, since the portal was launched, more than 15,000 startups have already registered on GeM, and they have done business of more than 9,500 crores through the portal. So government has specifically filtered out some sectors which are specifically for startups. These sectors are majorly related to the technological sector, which includes health tech, biotech, and augmented reality, and other such sectors in which startups can deal and provide services to the government. Another two initiatives that were started are Bomania and Saras Collection. So these two initiatives are focused mainly on women entrepreneurs, women self-help groups, other artisans, and micro enterprises who deal in specific sectors such as handloom accessories, dealing in spices or home or office furnishing, decoration, and all such sectors. So the government is supporting and encouraging them to get them listed on the GeM portal and also encouraging the departments to procure these items specifically from such entrepreneurs in a way encouraging and improving their businesses. So earlier we were discussing about a benefit from the public procurement policy. So we'll understand that through an example, a case study based example. So here if we see there's a buyer organization that is Indian Railways from the side government side. It has rolled out a tender for procurement of diaries. So if the Indian Railways they want to procure diaries, they'll list that tender on GeM. So here if we see they have a requirement of purchasing 10 lakh diaries. So it has rolled out a tender and following five businesses entities they have put their bids ahead, namely Salman Graphics, Akshay Stationery, Navneet, Ritik Store and Classmate. Here if we see Classmate has put the lowest bid that is of rupees 100 and hence Classmate will be selected as it has quoted the L1 price. However, if we see there is one micro and small enterprise that is Akshay Stationery which has quoted within the range of 15%. That is L1 plus 15%. So if we see L1 is 100, within the 15% rate, that would be 115. So Akshay Stationery has quoted within 115. So as per the public procurement policy, Akshay Stationery will be given one more chance to participate in the bid, provided it reduces its price to L1, which means that Akshay Stationery, if it reduces its price to rupees 100, then it will be able to participate in the tender and provide its products to the government. So, as per the policy, if Akshay Stationery reduces its price, it can provide at least 25% of the requirement. That is 2.5 lakh diaries Akshay Stationery can provide to the government agency, that is the Indian Railways. So I hope this was an insightful session for every one of you, and thank you for your patient listening. If anybody has questions, then you all can please come forward.
Yes, if you have anyone has any questions, because uh, we have walked you through broadly on what the GeM portals are and what are the services that are available and how it is benefiting both the sides, that is the buyers, again the government buyers and the sellers, especially for the sellers because it is giving them the reach to some of the market that they were previously not able to do till the time GeM came into the place. Of course, we also mentioned about certain areas that now the CAs can benefit out of this by registering themselves on the GeM portal and making their service offerings, and also monitoring if there are any bids that are come up for certain services which relate to financial services or consultancy. So Virag bhai, that's on the PPT and presentation side. We would like to also keep discussion open for any FAQs or any questions that the audience might have.
Yes, thank you, Sachin bhai. So Dhruv, if you can check in the question tab, there are few questions. You can see that.
Just a second, sir.
If you can also check the question tab, you will also able to see the few of the question available, and would like to request each and every participants also to post the questions in the question tab. Who are watching on YouTube or on LinkedIn, will not able to take the question, but you can connect on the number given on the screen and the email ID also given on the screen. You can mail that as well, so that Sachin bhai and the Dhruv and EMSME team can take up from there.
Yes, sir. I can see one question. The question is that how to be registered process on GeM for service provider. So, sir, you can go to the website of the GeM portal, that is gem.gov.in. There you can register yourself either through Aadhaar based or PAN based option available there. You can provide your required documents and get listed on the portal. The process is very easy. If you all want, you can connect to us and we can help you with that also. The process, it takes hardly 1 or 2 hours, and the basic documents are only required. That is your KYC documents, your Udyam registration certificate, ITR, and GST certificates.
Through that question tab, you can make it a that undock pan
Oh,
from control panel, that square box, so that you can see all the
okay.
questions.
Yes, ma'am. Fine.
Sachin bhai, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
There are few more question in the question tab, so can take one by one.
I'm just looking at them. I think one is around the first one that I can look into is I am MSME Sarthi. Whether on MSME Sarthi, I think whether we get any information about subsidy. Uh, can I see?
Based on investment in machinery on new business establishment. Yes, sir, definitely you can go to our portal, EMSME Sati. There you can create your account, and then you, after entering the Udyam registration number and the NIC code for your specific business or the business that you are going to start, after that you'll get a list of schemes under which you can get subsidies based on the location where you are. And if there is any scheme applicable for your business, you'll able to see that scheme.
Yeah, so the broadly the answer is yes. It will provide you with a list of schemes that you can avail of based on, especially where if you're talking about new entity, there would definitely be some of the additional benefits that you can get. Is GST mandatory for GeM registration? Yes.
No, sir, it is not mandatory. But however, if you are liable to get registered under GST, then you will definitely have to submit it.
If it is liable, so yes.
Yes.
What are the other questions? After registration, do we have to make catalog of our services? Yes, it will. That see, if you have the catalog of your services, that ideally would provide more visibility to most of your purchasers. Because if you don't, then how would people be aware of what offerings or what products you have? And so that definitely is going to give you more visibility. Something that he is mentioned over here, what services are available for CAs. I think Dhruv quickly walked us through some of the examples that we found on the GeM portal for certain services where we thought CAs can definitely apply for for this as for providing those services. And I think those related to primarily financial services, financial consultancy, also some of the filings like GST returns and so on and so forth, right? If you can go back to that slide, through maybe.
Definitely, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Is there any other GeM portal for women and startup? No, it is not a separate portal that you have, but within that you can register yourself under that particular category, right? Dhruv?
Yes, sir. So government will reach out to you if you're a woman entrepreneur. And as you can see in the public procurement policy also, you have to, as it is, procure at least 3% from women-based MSMEs. So there's no
Right.
separate portal as such. This
Portal,
is
it is
just an
just
initiative started by the.
what are the potential penalties or legal repercussions might a supplier face if they are unable to fulfill an order according to the On the flip side, what are the potential consequences or liabilities for a buyer who fails to release payment? So this again, if you look at it, a GeM portal already has the policies around the time frame within which the payments have to be done, and if not, there are certain penalties that would be applicable to the buyers or the sellers. So that is what I would say. There are penalties for sure. Is it compulsory for all MSMEs to pay caution money? Caution money, you are talking about the EMD, is it what it is you're talking about? Dhruv?
Uh, no, sir. Caution money. So talking about that, the government they came out with a option that when we are registering on the GeM portal, to filter out the fake sellers, the portal asks for caution money deposit, which is refundable if we are closing our account. So based on the turnover of the MSME or the business that is getting registered, they'll have to pay a small amount ranging from 5,000 to 15 or 25,000. As per the turnover, they'll have to submit a deposit by during the registration. So that is, if our turnover is up to 1 crore, I'll have to submit a caution money deposit of rupees 5,000. From 1 to 5, I'll have to submit a deposit of around 10,000, and above that, it is around 15,000, 15 to 25,000.
Yeah, I think after
That is
that there
the
was a
one-time
question.
deposit.
Sorry, Dhruv, you were saying
Yes,
something?
sir, yes, sir. No, no, you can continue, sir.
Yeah, so now then there was a question around whether you can get registered as management consultants. The answer is yes, you can. As one of the service provider, you can apply for that. Subsequently, there was another question around GST. I think that GST question has already been responded to. Is it compulsory? I think caution money has been mentioned about.
Yes.
How can startups without Udyam registration? So are you talking about Udyam Assist? So then if there is Udyam Assist is also someone somewhere where if someone is not already having Udyam registration done, they can be assisted through Udyam Assist through CIDB portal. Dhruv, is there anything else around
Yes,
that?
I
Because
can see one more question here. So the question is, how can we participate in the bidding process, and also how to get updates on new tenders? So, sir, once you have created your account on GeM portal, once you're registered on it, you'll see a tab where you can see all the tenders eligible for your business. So, for that to be made, you'll first have to list the products and services that you provide on the GeM portal. So, basically, you will have to create a catalog of the products and services that you provide. And based on that, the tenders that are rolled out, that are floated by the government, will be visible to you on the portal, and you'll also get notifications about it.
correct. Can we create a new category at the time of registration on portal? You mean to say something that is not currently available on as one of the product category on the portal? Uh, it would be. I don't think there is a. You will have to pick up from the drop-down options that are available because if you look at currently also the uh, going by their own approach, GeM is going to add additional product categories. So if today when you are trying to register yourself, you will have to limit it to the product categories that are already available to be registered on GeM portal. Dhruv, and that's my understanding. If you have any different understanding, please you can contribute.
Yes, so basically, if you see the categories part, there are some areas there where I can actually create a product subcategory if you're talking about that. That can be done.
But completely new category.
Completely new category, government can actually do that. So, for example, if government wants to purchase a table, for example, and if that table is not available on the GeM portal, but as per the policy, they have to procure from GeM. So they'll be able to find a seller and then create a new category.
Correct, but I think this question is from the perspective of the seller.
Okay.
Yeah, that option is not available, right, for the seller to directly create a new category, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now coming to the next question, exemption on caution money, Dhruv. They're talking about the EMD and the caution money
EMD
also.
is exempted. EMD is definitely exempted for micro and small enterprises. I guess we'll need to check regarding the caution money part.
Is this beneficial for small CA firms? Of course, I have no doubt in my mind, because that would definitely be because again, sitting at your place of office, now you're getting to know what sort of offerings are required by the government organization. So definitely. There is one question around TAN. Dhruv,
Um,
it is the second question out there.
Sir, so this is actually some technical issue on the portal. So we'll have to raise a ticket for this and connect with the help desk of the GeM portal. Because ideally the registration should be done within 1 or 2 days from if we see from the approval side of the GeM portal.
So ideally, then they should be raising a request directly to the GeM
Yes,
portal to check on what are the technical issue that he is facing, right?
yes, sir.
I think you can take this offline and
We
see
can
if you can
connect with them, yes.
get
I've
the
taken,
response.
right. Yes, I've noted the details. We'll definitely reach out to them.
Okay, okay. I think we have covered all the questions. Okay, there are a couple more. Any tips for making better profile on GeM portal? I think this definitely can be taken offline, where maybe we can connect with you and help you with certain things on GeM portal. The second last question, I think, by CN Nikhil, which talks about tips on making better profile. And I think, can MSMEs get exemption on caution money? I think that also is a question that we have parked for. So Kapil,
Yes,
sir,
because
and
as per our knowledge, there is, yes,
so just make note of those couple of points which we can
sure.
get back on. I think it is the same question that he had asked over there. Is it compulsory? So caution money,
Yeah.
if you can provide your number, CA Kapil ji, that would help us get back to you. I think again, on the ticket, we might have to quickly check and get back to you, because um, I'm not sure offhand of how that really works. Through anything that you are aware of, where how to raise the tickets on the platform itself?
Yes, sir, there is a separate window for that. We'll have to first log in from the, or login details, that is the user and ID password from the sir, and then we'll be able to check.
Okay. I think we anyways have the numbers, so we can get back to them.
Yes, yes, we can connect. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think we have responded to all the questions that have then been raised till now. Any, Virag bhai,
Yes, sir. A wonderful deliberation and a wonderful Q&A session, I would like to say. There are so many questions of the participants, which you both have covered very nicely and answering all the questions as well. Would like to request Sachin bhai to share your number or email ID so that people can reach out, or our that EMSME mail ID, which is reflecting on the thank you screen, that you can also share, so that people can note of that and they can send their queries of relating to MSMEs. All not only GeM, but you can send the other queries as well. I would like to request to visit EMSME website and take a look at our the a blog section as well. There are wonderful blog relating to MSMEs on multiple topics, so you can read that as well and enhance your knowledge. And if you have any query, you can also mail on the mail ID given on the screen. So with this, we thank you once again to our today's guest speaker, C.S. Sachin Shetti and Dhruv Jain for the wonderful deliberation, and obviously our chief guest, a keynote speaker, CA Dr. Raj Chawla ji, a Central Council member and a Vice Chairperson for the MSME and Startup Committee of ICAI in his absentia. But let me tell you that MSMEs can do a wonders, and MSME badega to desh badega. That the tagline of EMSME will really will be the game changer for the nation's growth. Today in the also the startup Kumbh, Piyush Goyal ji has announced that startup will be the next revolution, and this revolution will change the country as well. Startup will change the country, and they take the on the top on the vision of a multi-trillion economy. Maybe we are as of now expecting a 5 trillion economy, but soon it will be a 20-25 trillion economy till to 2047, when we are a developed nation, a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So with this note, we conclude our today's webinar. Thank you so much all the participants on GoToWebinar, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and all the other forum. So who has taken the benefit of this, and we have also request for the presentation. So yes, definitely we'll also try to send the presentation to all the registered member by mail, and also upload on YouTube and other forum. So thank you once again, and thank you.
That I would like to make, because as you rightly pointed out, Virag bhai, there is a huge focus on startup and for that matter MSMEs also. And I think we as a CA fraternity can do a lot to really help and handhold the startups and MSMEs in their journey. And while doing so, if there is any assistance that we can do from EMSME front, we would be always happy to assist with that. Thank you.
Thank you for your support, Sachin bhai, for the benefit of chartered accountant and MSME community at large. Thank you once again. With this note, we are concluding our today's session. Thank you all.
Thank you.